new chapter, that is law of inheritance. Law of inheritance. That you might have studied in class 10 about the Mendelian principle of law of inheritance. But in class 12, you will have to go through the details of the laws, their derivation, the errors, the certain exemptions, etc. So today we will start the law of inheritance. Law of inheritance means the Mendel's law of inheritance. Mendel's law of inheritance. That in the class 10 we have already gone through that the Mendel was pioneer so far as the law of inheritance are concerned, because he was making the experiment when he was a mathematician, but he started the experiment on the garden P. Garden P means the phi-sum sativa. Phi-sum sativa. And he was fortunate enough to select this garden P. Otherwise, it have been great failure, because this garden P is one of the plants belonging to the Leguminosae family, and it is having so many contrasting characters. Anybody that give at least two contrasting characters present in phi-sum sativa? Anybody? Please. Color of pod and height. Give a big hand. Color of pod and height. Not only that, the 7 pairs of the contrasting characters were there, like the height of the plant, then color of seed, then shape of seed, then shape of pod, etc. These were 7 pair of contrasting characters which are not present in other leguminous plant, or because these all contrasting characters used to be in 2 parts. 2 parts means he started his experiment by selecting one pair of contrasting characters from each parent. Means the one character was dominant and another character was recessive. The dominant characters are those we have already gone through in the class 10. So it's time to recapitulate. The dominant characters used to mask the recessive character, and recessive characters easily used to be masked by the dominant character. This is the difference. Dominant character means this is on that time there was no any cytological apparatus, there was no any the proof and other, but there is a saying in that is Veda that the karya siddhi swameva bhavati mahata nopakarane. Means the man who is having the intuition doesn't require any experimental proof or the apparatus in the laboratory. They used to have an insight, and that used to guide them. The vendor was also one of them. He got such, the beautiful idea that the traits or the characters coming from the fourth parent, and it is having the dominant and the recessive characters. Like the height of the plant, he decided the dominant character as a top and recessive character as a dwarf. The shape of, the seed also, he identified as the round as a dominant and then wrinkled as a recessive. You might have seen the wrinkled seeds. We are not purchasing from the market because it generally used to be wrinkled. So it is the recessive one. And by that recessive, then he started making the experiment by choosing one pair of the contrasting characters from the both sides and he gave the name of that very process the monohybrid process. Monohybrid process. Mono means single, hybrid means the mixing the threads together. In class 9 or 11 also, we have already gone through hybridization technique. Anybody, what is hybridization technique? Not the species. The species is the the well-defined term. We used to cross the similar kind of species to get the new variety of the new pedigree, wherever it is the animal or the plant. But in the plant, the hybridization is the simple technique. Anybody who is having the idea that what are the steps of hybridization? We have already gone through.
First we select the species for which we
must select the species which is required to be hybridized. Good. Second,
we emasculate the male reproductive.
Emasculate the main part, that is the male reproductive part of that very plant. Very good.
Then we cover it.
Then we will cover it, and the covering is called as bagging. It's called as the bagging. And after that, whatever. Good. Give a big hand. Good. This is the way the hybridization used to be carried out, and it will be in the agriculture college after passing this class 2. Then you will study in brief. So that was the monohybrid cross, the cross between the two the parents of this, that is the pea plant, which is carrying one contrasting characters. But after that, his pleasure was no bound, and then he started making the cross with choosing the one gene inheritance to it. But on that time there was no any word like gene, and other might have seen after a long time that the Johansson came, and then he started making the cross between that is making the experiment on the molecular biology part, and then he started giving the new name. On that time also people asked that what is the reason by which these traits or the characters are coming from the one generation to the other. Mendel became mum. He only told that it is the factor which is carrying the low inheritance from one generation to the other. That's all. Because on that time there was no any cytogenetic, genetics, there was no any cytological apparatus, there was no any, the sophisticated microscope. And that's why he estimated the characters used to come from the both of the parent in the way of dominant and the recessive. So, for denomination, he started giving those all dominant and recessive characters by using the capital and the small alphabets. Like tall, the first, the alphabet T. So he started giving the denomination, that is for the identification of dominant character as TT and small t. The small tt denotes dwarf and capital TT denotes tall. So after crossing in the first generation, we found the plant like this, because one gamete came from both sides, and in the F1 generation, all plants were tall. You are surprised to see that I have crossed the two to the different plant, the tall and the dwarf, and in the F1 generation, all plants are tall. Then he gave his first principle, that is law of dominance. Law of dominance. He told that in the first filial generation, that is the F1 generation, when we cross the tall and the dwarf plant, in the first generation, the allele of dominant part used to mask the recessive allele. And that's why the complete plant of that generation came tall. Allele means that this TT, the one allele is associated with each other. Here also this is the recessive allele. So in the first first generation, he found all the plants tall. All the plants tall. So he gave his first theory of law, that is inheritance, and that is law of dominance. So law of dominance says, whenever it will be asked in the exam, you will answer the law of dominance speed that when the dominant and the recessive characters bearing alleles will be crossed in the first generation, the dominant allele will mask the recessive allele characters and all the plants used to be dominant.